The Hunt is directed by Craig Zobel and stars Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Ike Barinholtz, Emma Roberts, and Ethan Suplee, and among others. And this is a political satire of film that basically takes the approach of it serves as a way of these people that get together that are like
being hunted.
It's basically people being hunted, but they come from like different views as far as political sides.
Yeah, you got one side that's kind of representation of
the
liberal left and the conservative right, and basically is poking fun at both parties, being satire by stereotyping them and so on and so forth. And yeah, it becomes pretty much, if you saw in the trailers, well, last year, because this film that was supposed to be in 2019, but it happened around the time of shooting happened.
September.
Yeah, and they decided, out of respect, not to mention, not only that, it had a lot of political part of why it shouldn't be released.
Yeah.
So there was some party was like, no, that you're trying to kill us. That's
it
disgusting.
got also pulled from. I believe I also read too. It got pulled because it sparked from Trump as well.
Yeah. So, well, no, Trump can't control that.
Well, no, but it caused.
No, people did it because of a certain party was offended, thinking it was going to be about slaughtering them.
Yeah.
And then the other is it happened around the time of
mass shootings. Yeah,
mass shooting happened. So they decided to push it off until this year, and
going into the trailers, it kind of really made me feel like it was going for that kind of Hunger Games, like meets the Purge kind of thing, where you take like that kind of like. It's like a mix of like taking political parties and put them into a Hunger Games type level. That's what I got from the trailers.
Yeah.
And while the movie definitely had a lot of controversy around it, I can see some of the
Well,
I can see if you're into really hardcore type of in that level
politics.
I can really see the controversy surrounding the movie. But after a point,
I will tell you right now, I don't even think I was surprised because it's very controversial on while the party bashing is still there. I expected it to be done more hardcore, but it was kind of done with subtlety.
It was
really settled down.
It was basically not choosing either side, so to speak.
So it really wasn't really bashing one, and a lot of people I think is exaggerated a little bit of the dissing of one party to one party, like the distance there, but it's not all that bad.
Right. And upon seeing the movie, I can honestly say this was actually quite a lot of fun. I actually was surprised by how a lot of excellent this was.
Yeah, this movie was a big surprise. I had a good time as well. Getting into my pros, I will say that I love the cast was really good for what they were given, and basically, not only are their performances good because you got them having to do good comedic timing that blends so well with its satire. They all did phenomenal,
and it also
and become serious in some scenes.
It does, but also what I appreciated with the way the performances work in ways where they're very nonchalant about certain things.
Yes.
Some of the characters are, and then the way that it's pulled in, if it's like political satire, it's done subtly to a point where it seems like it could be kind of different than what you think, but it turns out a lot funnier than expected.
Yeah,
and it's just such.
It's like it's brutal when it's brutal. It's funny when it's funny, and people are jumping tones of how they gotta act in a certain scene, and it blends so well. So everybody did really good, and Hilary Swank as the villain in this, she was mean as shit.
Yeah,
and she has a good purpose. Like, I'm not saying I side with her side. I'm just saying her purpose of the film, of why she did what she did and did this out of getting anger by certain tweets by certain people that just pissed her off, where she did create this world. It's like it was so clever. It was fucking clever.
It does something. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, and she was a fucking ass in this.
She was, but I also got to give credit to the main girl in the movie.
Yes,
Betty Liplin.
Yeah,
it's Betty
Gilpin.
Betty Gilpin.
Yeah, the funny thing what they did with her performance, by the way, was the best.
Yeah, she was the most stood out because she was playing a character that's well,
doesn't speak much,
but also she has, in her friends, she's kind of got a cuckoo kind of side to herself.
Yeah, apparently because she saw some bad shit in war, which you do get to feel the character when she's kicking ass in this.
Yeah.
And boy, does she go fucking Linda Hamilton in this movie.
Yeah, I kind of want her in a future action movie.
Yeah, I think she would be fucking awesome to lead a role, a franchise into something like this. If they could bring that tone of how she acted in this, and that, oh my god, she'd be a badass.
But she was great. She was funny, and especially with how she's kind of like killing some of the people around her.
Now, one of probably my highest praise of this film, other than its unsurprisingly fucking gruesome scenes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about eyeballs being ripped out, hearts being shot, heads being exploded, caved in, spikes through the chest, getting cut in half, seeing intestines everywhere. One of my biggest praises of the film ended up being the fact that, I don't want to spoil everything, the vulnerability. I've never seen a film that done something with its trailers. They're like, okay, it's going to be this, this story and journey.
Yes.
People are going to die, but they're going to die steadily in other scenes. I'm not going to say who or what, but holy shit, were we tricked in that trailers because the vulnerability instantly fucking starts.
Yeah, it already gets things going
5 minutes. I'm not going to say who, but we get lost in most of our cast. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this movie did not hold back anything. And that's why I appreciate it. And another thing I loved was the fight towards the end with Hilary Swank and our main girl was kind of on par with Kill Bill. It was really detailed and long.
Yeah, especially when you had Uma Thurman and Vivica Fox fight in the beginning of Volume 1. It reminded me on that level. So brawl and brutal, just going fucking nuts. It was great. And one of the other things I appreciate the film most with its humor was that it's like we were going back earlier. It doesn't really it's kind of making fun of both sides
evenly, and not being
both the left and the right.
Yeah.
And I think that it was a good way of trying not to be biased, if that makes sense, because we're trying not to go into politics, but let's just say that the movie doesn't go into what you're kind of thinking it's going to do.
It's not going to do where I guess a lot of people expected it to be biased towards more left, and that's why a lot of people probably didn't see it, and that's what caused that controversy. But really, both parties are evenly bashed, and not in an offensive way, more like
having fun on the
if you have to have a sense of humor. If you don't have a sense of humor, you probably, or being too extreme on your side, you're probably going to have to. You're not going to like it. Just leave your head at the door and just let everything flow. Just watch it as a movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, and man, it worked. Everything just blended so well.
It did. It was a lot of, it was able to do it so well. But also I got to appreciate the way the movie kind of tricks you into certain places that they're at.
Yeah.
Because the movie actually has its kind of twists and turns at the beginning where you're like, wow, that's
one of them we don't have to. One of them we don't really have to spoil. It was in the trailers. Us living in Arkansas, it actually they think they're in Arkansas in the movie.
Yeah.
But then they actually trick you. And it's cool because a lot of stuff I see in this movie, I see online. And I'm not going to say I'm one party or the other, but it's funny how this director was so good at capturing what I actually see when I see both parties fucking yelling at each other and say, no, you believe in this. And it's funny, they used it in this movie. Almost everyone from guns and all that stuff. It worked so well. So, if I had any...
Guns?
Maybe they could have, made the movie longer.
It was at a great pace, but it just really could have, had more going with it.
Well, the thing is, it's at a great pace, but I felt like the film ran too short. And you can tell, towards the third act, we got to get this ball rolling.
Yeah.
This is probably not going to be a film we want to make over this minute because it's probably not going to have that huge crowd. So, we got to keep it at 130, 135. So you kind of see that a little bit. And it's lost opportunity because I felt like they could just keep on twisting things.
Yeah, they could have
been
played
more
slow because when it gets to really when it's more
of a
coherent
easy,
in
quick
the second
journey.
they could have really gave us more interesting things that could have added on top of it to kind of changed things up.
Me personally, other than the fight scene at the end, I personally thought the first half was a lot better.
Yeah.
Because when they get kind of in the middle in the second half, it's really when she did her thing she just goes straight to the boss's house.
Yeah.
And it's like really
could have really
fast.
done more, had more obstacles.
Exactly.
But overall, though, this was a fucking great watch, and I
Yeah.
was glad to, see a movie that was able to do, kind of take what. Well, I don't really want to compare it much with The Purge, because with that series, that was more about like rich and kind of lower end class type opportunities.
Yeah.
But as far as like taking a more social commentary approach, this one I think really did it really good.
It did.
And so, with that being said, I had a really good time with this movie. And with that, I'm going to give this movie actually I'll go with pretty much a low phenomenal on the Film Phreeks meter.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to go more high compelling. While it is still really good, I don't think I would say it might be at least an honorable mention, but I don't think I should shove it that quickly up into my top 10. So yeah, I feel more comfortable with high compelling grade.
Fair enough. Those of you who've also seen The Hunt, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. If you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and check out our reviews here on our website and at filmphreaks.com. And we'll be seeing you in either our next review or whatever else we have planning coming since the
coronavirus.
Yeah, so be safe, and we'll see you guys here later.
Later.